The new economy that is emerging is one in which we share instead of swap. So my next question is, what does a system look like that supports worldwide sharing? To understand this, we start with a practical definition of economy. Economy is about the resources of our planet that we transform using our labor. And we do so in order to achieve all kinds of goals. All these transformations together form a planning, and this planning is built up out of chunks of knowledge. Using these 6 notions, actors, resources, labor, goals, planning, and knowledge, we define economy as follows. Economy is the process of translating goals into a planning. This translation basically answers 2 questions, namely, who does what and who takes what. And each of these 2 questions has 2 aspects, a coordination aspect and a trust aspect. The coordination aspect is about planning, who does what and who takes what. It's like a puzzle. If you need a bread, I can bake one. The trust aspect is about, can we trust that you will do what we agreed upon, and will you take no more than we agreed upon? Any system supporting our economic behavior has to organize both this coordination of tasks and canalization of trust. Currently, we use money for both. Namely, if I know the price of something, I can decide whether to buy it or not. This is a coordination decision. And when I trade with you, I don't trust you, but I trust the value of the money that you give me instead. Now, how will we organize this coordination and trust in the sharing economy? First, we go back to our original question. What does this new economy look like? We split this question into 2 questions. First, what does utopia look like? And second, how can we adopt utopia to humans? Mind you, in the previous century, several nationwide experiments have been undertaken in search of a new economy. All these experiments answered our first question with some form of communism. But instead of answering our second question, they answered another question, namely, how can we adapt humans to utopia? I believe this is the reason why all these experiments have utterly failed. They just asked the wrong question. So now, how can we organize coordination and trust in a sharing economy? Remember that in our current economy, we use money to organize both the coordination and trust. Now, I believe that in the sharing economy, we will use 2 separate systems. One system to organize the coordination of tasks, and another system to organize the canalization of trust. In other words, the construct of money as we know it will decompose into 2 constructs. One for coordination and one for trust. The way I see this is that the system organizing the coordination answers our question about utopia, and the systems organizing trust answer our question about adaptation of utopia to humans. I speak of systems in plural because that's what we see happening today. There are all kinds of initiatives. Each of these initiatives answers both questions. Their utopia is always the same, but the way they canalize trust takes many forms. Now, the exciting thing is that because they share a common core, common vision of sharing, we will be able to connect all these diverse initiatives into a viable alternative to our current economy.